Well, everybody, in case you missed it last night, the Florida big man, 7'9" center, made history last night by making the tallest player in NCAA history. Absolutely wild. 7'9" center. Played for the Gators last night. Obviously, he didn't play last year. He was on the roster, but didn't get to play because they were stacked top to bottom. Pretty much going to be the same this year, though, for the Florida Gators, and as we head to conference play as well. But just wanted to mention that before we hop into today's video, which is, of course, our 6A playoff preview. We're going to predict the bracket, talk about it, break it down. Of course, in our next video, we will have 7A playoffs, and then we will have our SEC prediction video to close us out. So, hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Tonight, I will be in Saraland as Saraland takes on Wetumpka. We'll talk about that game here in a second as well as we get into these playoff predictions. And, yeah, best time of year, it's playoff time. Win or go home. Going to be a fun one tonight. Cannot wait to follow all the action in the state of Alabama. And without further ado, let us go ahead and hop into these Alabama 6A state playoffs preview. So we had 2 games already last night happen in 6A. We probably had a little more. We'll talk about those as we go. But at the top half of the bracket, Muscle Shoals did get a win last night, and Parker defeated Oxford last night as well. So them two will be playing in the second round. We will talk about that game here in just a bit. But Fort Payne and Mountain Brook also won last night, so their matchup in the second round is set as well. That top half of the bracket already set. They had to move a lot of games to Thursday due to inclement weather, but it is what it is. Next, what on the slate was Clay Chalkville. They did defeat Jackson Oyen, so they move on in the second round. But our first prediction of 6A, the Alabama 6A playoffs, is Garrison City hosting Jasper. I'm going to go with Garrison City here. They have a good offense. Their offense is really good. And I think they are capable of beating this Jasper team. Now, Jasper is going to look to get out in front as well, as their offense is really good. And this game, I'm looking for defense. I'm looking to see who can hold who in this matchup. I'm going to go Garden City, as it is at home. They will get the win over Jasper. Next game up is Homewood hosting Pell City. I'm going to go Homewood here. The Homewood Patriots, they have always been just a team that makes a really deep run in the playoffs. They're experienced like that. Their coaching staff is really good. And ultimately, they're just going to get the job done tonight, I feel like, against Pell City. Next game on the slate was Hartselle at Buckhorn, or hosting Buckhorn, rather. Going to go with Hartselle. We got Benjamin Russell and Central Tuscaloosa. This is going to be a good one. Can't wait for this one. But I'm going to go with Benjamin Russell because of 5-star Alabama wide receiver commit Sadarian Morgan. When you have dudes like that on the offensive side of the ball, you got to at least make it past round 1. Last year, I saw them playing at Spanish Fort in the first round of the playoffs. They did lose, and the Toros moved on in the second round. But this year, it's a little different. They get their offense back pretty much the same as last year. They're looking to make a deep run this year in the playoffs, and it starts against Central Tuscaloosa. I think Benjamin Russell gets the job done at home in that matchup. Theodore hosting Stanhope Elmore. Somebody's going to pull an upset here. I don't think it's going to be Theodore, but I'm just saying somebody does have to pull an upset. I'm going to go with Theodore, the Bobcats, though, to get the job done at home tonight. Then we got Hueytown hosting Pelham. Going to go with Hueytown there. Russell County hosting Gulf Shores. Going to go Russell County. Pike Road hosting McGill. This McGill-Tulane team has been on another level these past few weeks. I'm going to go with the Yellow Jackets to upset Pike Road on the road. I know I just said that, but I'm going to go with McGill to upset them on the road because of the way they've been playing these past few weeks. This team is really good. They can hit you pretty much anywhere. They don't even have dudes. They don't have the best playmakers, but they play simple football, and ultimately that will get you the win every single time. Pike Road's going to be a tough test for them, but I think McGill pulls the upset and gets the job done on the road in round 1. Next game up is Helena going into Bessemer City. I'm going to go with Bessemer City. Then we have the Spartans hosting Wetumpka. I'm going to go with Saraland there. That's the game I'm going to be at. Jameson Roberts, the 27 quarterback, has been getting offers, and his recruitment has been gaining traction all over the country. Expect that to continue as Saraland tries to make a deep run for this playoff team. On the defensive side of the ball, of course, you got Keith Turner, defensive back for the Spartans. You also have Deshaun Spencer, the Duke commit on the offensive side of the ball. This Saraland team is loaded, and they are looking to make it back to the state championship this year, and it starts with the win against Wetumpka. Moving on to the next game, and the final game in round one is Spain Park hosting McAdory. Clemson quarterback commit and Spain Park going at it. Give me Spain Park, as they will get the job done over Bo Jackson's former high school, which leads us into our next side of the bracket. Saraland hosting Spain Park. This is going to be a good one. Going to be an offensive game. I believe we had this game last year in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm going to go with the Saraland Spartans to get the job done. If you want to make it back to the state title game, you've got to beat tough teams. And I think that that is where Deshaun Spencer's experience comes into play, and Jamison Roberts being a upperclassman as well coming into play. Saraland will get the job done and move on to the third round in the playoffs. Next up, we got McGill hosting Bessemer City. Unfortunately, this is where the Yellow Jackets run will come to an end, as Bessemer City will move on to the next round in the third round. Then we have Russell County hosting Hueytown. I'm going to go with Hueytown there in that hypothetical matchup. Theodore, Benjamin Russell, that's going to be a really good one. And if Theodore ends up hosting that game, that could be really fun. With that said, I'm going to go with Benjamin Russell there. Moving on to the third round, their offense can just beat flat out Theodore's defense. So, I mean, I'm going to go with them every time. Then we got Buckhorn, of course, versus Homewood. I'm going to go with Homewood there. Then Garson City versus Clay Chalkville. Give me Clay Chalkville in that one. Fort Payne hosting Mountain Brook. I'm going to go with Mountain Brook here to get the upset win over Fort Payne. That's going to be a really good offensive shootout type of game. Then Muscle Shoals versus A.H. Parker. I'm going to go with Parker. Yes, I know they lost Naeem Alford. They lost a lot of really talented players this past year, but I'm still going to go with the Thundering Herd to get the job done and move on to the third round, which sets up a Parker Mountain Brook third round game. Man, that would be unbelievable. That's going to be a fun matchup if it does happen. However, I'm going to go with Mountain Brook to get the job done and move on to the semifinal round. In the next one, we got Clay Chalkville versus Homewood. That's going to be another phenomenal matchup up in the northern part of the state. Give me Clay Chalkville, as they will get the job done on the road, which does set up a Parker versus Chalkville semifinal matchup. Moving on to our next one, it's Benjamin Russell versus Hueytown. Excuse me, I had to think about that one for a second, but it's going to be Benjamin Russell versus Hueytown in the third round of the playoffs. I'm going to go with Benjamin Russell here. I think they make it to the semifinal round. I really do, because they are just really loaded and can hit you with anywhere. Then we have Hueytown versus Russell County, or excuse me, we just did that one. Never mind on that. Then we have Pike Road hosting Bessemer City in that third round. That's going to be phenomenal. Cannot wait for that one as well. I'm going to go Bessemer City to get the job done, though. I think they advance to the third round. I said Pike Road. I meant to say, of course, excuse me, I meant to say McGill-Tulane, but we are going to still go with Bessemer City on that one. Then Saraland, Bessemer City in the semifinals. That's going to be a phenomenal offensive type of game. Give me the Spartans, though, in that matchup. And then, of course, in the third round, we got Saraland, Benjamin Russell in the semifinal games. I'm all over the place, guys. Sorry about that. But we got Saraland, Benjamin Russell. Gonna go with Saraland to get the job done. And then Parker hosting Clay Chalkville in the second semifinal. Gonna go with Parker to get the job done, and that'll set up a rematch of last year's state championship game where Parker got the job done over Saraland. Can the Spartans do it again and win it? Yes, I think they do. I'm taking the Spartans, rolling with them all the way to get the job done in 6A in this Alabama State Championship playoff bracket. But you guys let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. I know it was a little bit of a messy video. To recap, we have Parker and Saraland in the state championship game, and I'm going with Saraland to get the win in 6A. But you guys let me know your thoughts on the video. Thank you all so much for watching this one. Like, subscribe. That's the number one thing you can do to support us here at the channel. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Of course, up next we will have the 7A playoff bracket predictions, so stay tuned for that. And then our SEC predictions. So stay tuned, hit that sub button, leave a comment down below. And thank you all so much for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.